Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. So, since I developed the hubs back in 14, December 10th, 14 is when I first found out that they'd bolt up, and the rest is history. I've always wanted to be able to lube these things with them on, but it's difficult and I moved on to a lot of other projects. But over the last year or two, with the hot shot drivers buying more and more the hubs, locking hubs, they keep asking about how can we grease these things with them on the vehicle, not having to do anything. So I took on the challenge. It's kind of difficult. So you're trying to drill into this. You've got a magnetic tone wheel and you don't have any clearances. You're dealing with a high carbon forging that's machined. It's difficult to drill by its own nature. If you drill another hole in here, you don't want to get any crap and metal shavings down in there. So we figured out how to actually pressurize the hub. Yes, we figured out how to pressurize the hub, and if you're really careful, you can multi-stage and drill these and put fittings in. We've done several over the months, drilled holes everywhere. Front, back, sides. You got very little clearance right here. That rotor comes on, it's tight. If you'll notice that these factory ABS wires, they fit real tight. They come in there because the rotor goes on and there's not much clearance at all. I played around with trying to get a fitting in there. I played around with hard wire tubing it with 3/16 tubing, using an elbow, and the list goes on and on. But let me tell you what I finally found out. Now, I don't want you guys to balk, because I'm going to tell you that it does do the job. If we steel the hold down fitting, if we steel it, we get to screw in. Now, this goes about 2/3 of the way down. But if we through drill this factory hole with the 3/16 all the way through, then we get to thread in a 9-degree M5 fitting. We get to thread it in. He threads in nice and snug, and so he's clear. We take us a supplied fitting. These are brand new. These are tight ones. Now I want you to see that. Now, how are we gonna hold in our ABS wire? Because we stole the little clamp. Let me tell you something. And we've done it several times before and recently. You see this ABS wire? This sumbitch has been glued in. Just glued in with super glue. Can you get it out with a pair of pliers? Yeah, you can get it out. Are you gonna pull it out, or is it gonna fall out? No. So, all I did was took a brush, wipe that off with some acetone. You can get your super glue. This is the real hardcore stuff. You know, them 5 tubes are up there. 4 tubes are Harbor Freight for $1.99 or something like that. But here we go, my friends. You super glue. You put your little super glue around that fitting. And because that's a machine surface, nice and flat, voila. The ABS sensor wire is in. And I guarantee you that it ain't coming out. Alright. You see this one right here? You see this great big old 16-pound hub? There you go. That's super glued in. You see the fitting? Looky here now, guys. I want you to see this. That's that fitting glued in. Can you take it out with a pair of pliers? Of course you can. You can break it with rotation. All you have to do is do rotation. And you can break it. So, voila, my friends. I tried multi-scenarios. We worked them. You don't have much access. You have the calipers here. That's one of the reasons they routed that there. You've got the knuckle here. It's all in the way. Originally, we thought we'd be better off by coming out of the front and going right across here. But that's not really true. Remember now, we need to be cost effective. Minimum expenditure on labor and parts. And I think I come up with the solution. Just zip tie this to the ABS wire. You can keep up with it. So, very little clearance here for our rotor. So, if we want to grease the truck, all we have to do is climb up underneath it. Get to our remote access port. These smaller guns work a whole lot better. Hell, you can buy this gun right here and 3 tubes of grease at Harbor Freight or somewhere for 25 bucks. These smaller glue guns. Thread it in there and get to greasing. That's all you got to do. Just thread it in, cheap old grease gun. That's it in its entirety. Put that up in its place. Put that ABS wire right there. I notch that dust cover about 1/2 inch. That's all. I think y'all get the gist of it. Get to keep the factory dust cover and shield. Voila. There you go, my friends. Remote access greasing on a hub. There you go. To my knowledge, it's one of the first in the world that's ever been done, at least on an automobile. Some heavy equipment, yeah. There you go, my friends. Nothing to take apart, nothing at all. Wheel stays on, everything stays on. Get up underneath there, screw your grease gun on, and get to pumping. It ain't ever gonna be any easier than that, I guarantee you. God bless you, God bless America, and happy trucking.